The following is a presentation of 912 Sports. Welcome to On Air with 912 Sports, your number one source for high school sports. With Shawn Smoak and Kevin Price. On Air with 912 Sports is brought to you by Coastal Pines Technical College. Go Coastal. Prime South Bank. Find your prime. Robbie Robertson Ford, because Fords are cheaper in the swamp. Gibson Animal Clinic, practical solutions with limited fees. Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, the region's best orthopedic care. And Kim Smoak, licensed realtor with eXp Realty.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
It's time to play ball. Welcome, sports fans, and thanks for watching On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Shawn Smoak, publisher of 912 Sports, and we got a great show for you tonight. High school baseball threw out its first pitch this week for the 2025 season, and tonight we have interviews with three of the coaches whom we cover here at 912 Sports. Kevin Price will have an in-depth interview with Coach John Welborn of the Glynn Academy Red Terrors as they look to improve on their state playoff run in 2024. Their crosstown rivals, the Brunswick High Pirates, will be in the same region as the Terrors and are coached by Coach Greg Roberts. Kevin will sit down to discuss the Pirates' 2025 season. 912 Sports will broadcast 23 games on Golden Isles baseball this season, including the city championship, which the Pirates beat the Terrors in 2024. In addition, we'll broadcast our 12th year of Gator baseball. Coach Jamie Ammons has 8 of 9 starters returning for the 2025 season and is ranked in the top 10 of Class 4A. We'll have all of this and more for you on tonight's show right after these messages from our sponsors.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
All right, Kevin Price, along with Glynn Academy head baseball coach John Welborn. And Coach, thanks for being with us today, spending some time talking about the Red Terrors. The season will have actually started. You'll have a couple of games under your belt when this actually airs next Thursday. But then, of course, the baseball at the beach tournament that you guys host with Brunswick High going to be right there around the corner next weekend. But obviously a new season on the horizon. I know you're probably excited about that just in general. I know you lost a lot of good players in the senior class from last year, but I would think the Terrors probably feel like they've got a program where you just reload, not rebuild. Somebody might say elsewhere that they're rebuilding. Hopefully, you probably hope y'all are just reloading.
Yeah, I think that we have a good group of guys. They work hard, they're scrappy, and, I think that they're young, but as the season goes on and we continue to build, I think that it could be a special group.
And Coach, let's kind of talk about, starting here at the beginning. The season didn't get backed up any, but I know the Georgia High School Association kind of backed up when teams across the state could start preseason practice. I know you guys had 4-on-1s, weightlifted, had a summer program, all that. So it's not like this is the first time come late January when y'all guys picked up a bat and ball. But talk about the way you've handled that and trying to get ready for a season in a shorter amount of time.
Yeah, it's definitely been, a little more difficult because there's so much to cover. I mean, there's, a huge list of just minute details that, it's hard to cover when you do have the full time. So we've just been trying to take some class time to talk about things so when we get out there, we can execute it. And we've been trying to dumb it down and basically take little pieces and implement them as we go, and just try to build on those. And it's been a challenge, but the kids are taking it well, and the coaches are doing a good job of implementing those things. And
let's kind of break down the team a little bit. I guess we'll kind of start on the mound where it maybe starts for everybody. But I know you lost an ace pitcher in Luke Barch, who's going on to play college baseball. Looking forward to seeing what he does. But he was a guy you could count on. You throw him out there, you feel pretty good about winning any game that he pitches. Now, I know you got some experienced guys coming back. You got some guys that you're going to throw into the mix. But I guess you've got numbers. You just need some guys to kind of step up and kind of fill the voids that were left after last year.
Yeah, we bring back Jeb Carson, who did a great job for us. Some other guys who have shown some great things in practice so far, and Carson Rottola, Jim Young, some younger guys, and Luke Parrish, Landon Wise, Brogan Perot, Keegan Mathis. So there's a good Kai Orr. There's a group of guys who went out there. Now it's just that consistency piece. Which one can be the most consistent? And those would be the ones that find the way on the mound. But all of them are unique and special and have some good attributes, and they can all be very effective for us.
And then, of course, offensively, you guys lost some big bats from that senior class. But again, I know you got some key pieces back, including Wesley Robertson, who's already committed to LSU, just going to be a junior this year. So still 2 more years of high school left for that guy. But some other guys that are returning there that you mentioned as pitchers, but will be position players for you too. Just kind of talk about your offensive lineup. I know, if people see some of the things y'all post on social media, there's some new names in there. So just kind of talk about the lineup you think that you could put on the field and the firepower you might have offensively.
Yeah, I think this year it's going to be a little different. This group is pretty scrappy. We're going to have to do some different things, small ball, run the bases very well. But there's also some kids in there who have some pop, and a lot of it is just getting those guys some reps and getting them used to the velocity. There's going to be probably 5 to 7 freshmen or sophomores out there starting for us, and all really good players. They just need the reps, and so practice-wise, we're going to try to do that and get them prepared for it, because we're going to see great arms pretty much all year.
And let's talk about Wesley. I mean, obviously a great player, played for you guys as a freshman, played last year as well. Started off like a house fire, maybe got a little cold compared to that, but still really good first 2 years. I mean, the guy plays baseball year round, plays for other people in the summer and the fall and whatnot. Where is he as a player? I mean, can he, I guess the ceiling's still a limit for him. I mean, he probably can still get better. He's got 2 more years of high school ball, but he's already got a major college scholarship.
Yeah, I mean, he's continuing to grow, as a person. Mentally, he's done a great job of, taking on the leadership role and holding people accountable, holding himself accountable. and just kind of bringing some energy every day to practice and into the weight room, and being the example for what we want our guys to do and to be. And he's in a good place right now, and he's done a great job of just continuing to grow as a player and a person.
And Coach, obviously this region loaded with some good teams. In case somebody doesn't know, it's subdivided this year. So there's the sub-region that you guys will be in with Brunswick, South Effingham, Statesboro, and Bradwell. There's the other side of the region, which is the Augusta schools and also Effingham. Now, you won't have to play those guys on the other side in a region game until we get down to the region tournament. And just in case somebody doesn't know the format, a first round will be a best of 3 series. It's like crossover 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3, and so forth. Then the semifinals and the finals will be 1 game shots. But I expect you guys to be in the mix, 4 state playoff berths, and hopefully that region championship as well. But another good region, a new setup. Just kind of talk about the way you feel about that.
I mean, I would prefer the old way, where your entire body of work, speaks for itself, and you play everybody. You run into the new format and you cross over and you play a best of 3. Well, maybe your best player has the flu that day, and you kind of get handicapped. But it is what it is. You got to go out there and compete. It'll definitely get you ready for a playoff series. And if I just take the advice of my wife, she said just win when you're supposed to win. So I guess if you go out there and you just win when you're supposed to, you'll be fine. But it's definitely challenging because you can have a great year and then have 1 bad week, and baseball is a tough and cruel game. So sometimes you just have down days, and you just got to make sure it's not one of those.
And Coach, sort of a fun question. I mean, people can kind of keep up with you guys on social media. You can maybe promote that if you want to, but one thing I saw already, y'all had some kind of draft, I guess, before the season started. It looks like y'all kind of had a major league draft, had a guy announcing the picks, had captains down there. People were dressed up and everything as they walked through the door. It's kind of like y'all are trying to make Glynn Academy baseball fun and not just always a grind, but the season can be a grind, particularly when you do off season and the whole 9 yards to get ready for what is kind of a sprint to the finish line when the season starts. But talk about how y'all try to make it more than just baseball.
Yeah, it's definitely a grind, especially if you want to be good and competitive. And, from the draft perspective, we just wanted to make it fun. We knew that we were going to scrimmage, and sometimes those inter squads can get monotonous and stuff. But if we could find a way to make it competitive and fun, and at the same time trying to build a good bond between the guys, and it was a great step in getting that and getting together and fellowshipping, and they enjoyed it, and it kept the inter squads super competitive. So we're always trying to find ways to do something to make it fun, because sometimes it can be a grind, and mentally you kind of need a change up.
All right, well, Coach, don't throw us too many curveballs. Go out there and win a lot of games. Win the games you're supposed to win, like your wife says, and you'll be fine. Just take her advice, and of course, we look forward to seeing you and your family out at the ballpark, the Red Terror family. But thank you today, and you want to end it like you always do?
Go Terrors.
All right.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Call on us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
All right, welcome back to On Air with 912 Sports. I'm Kevin Price, joined here by Brunswick High head baseball coach Greg Roberts. Of course, Coach Roberts, the season will have started. You'll have 1 game under your belt by the time this airs. But, of course, the baseball at the beach will be right around the corner. So, essentially, you're just getting started with your season. But had a great year last year, finished second in a good region, went to the playoffs, had a home series, won that, went on the road to Tipp County, lost a tough 3-game series, But you guys bring back a lot of key players from that ball club. We'll kind of talk about that going forward, but you got to be excited about this season based on what you have on paper.
Yeah, we're extremely excited. I mean, the one thing we're not excited about is the 2 weeks ramping up to get ready to play compared to normally getting 4 weeks of practice. Even though we've done 4-on-1s and we've thrown, and I do got a lot of guys that return, and when practice starts, they know exactly what to do, where to go. Things run very smoothly, but still, the time we're not used to getting arm-wise is something that worries me.
Talk about that, and you don't have to go on a big tirade about it, but I know that was a big change. I mean, and the season didn't back up any. So talk about not just you, but all coaches having to deal with that. GHSA gave you guys less time to get ready for the season.
Yeah, and we have stipulations on how many pitches a pitcher can throw as well. So, I mean, that's not going to change things for us up front. I mean, because our guys are somewhat ready. I have no plans on running guys extended especially the first couple of times out, even though I feel like we're at the point with our bullpens and game time scrimmages that they're ready. I mean, that's the one thing that I feel like we've missed more of is getting those longer scrimmages, more days to actually just put on full scrimmage situations where we've had to do a lot of it, 2 innings at the end of practice, 2 innings at the beginning of practice, and just flip-flopping it out. Instead of preparing for a 4-week practice of a preseason, a spring training as your major league guys would get. I mean, we got 2 weeks to get ready to go, so we've kind of had to start our bullpens and our scrimmage stuff as far as our rotation set compared to normally that working out 3-4 weeks later.
And Coach, I mean, let's get back to the Pirates in general. I mean, you guys got the makings of a team that could compete for the region championship. I know you're probably not going to shy away from those expectations. The word on the street is the Pirates are going to be pretty good, but obviously I know the region's tough. It's divided into sub-regions. We'll talk about that. You got some good ball clubs historically on this side. Got those Augusta schools that you won't have to face until the very end. But we know that all of them have been good in the past, particularly Greenbrier and Evans in the recent past. But you guys should have a team that hopefully will be right there in the end.
Well, that's our expectation. The way we finished last year, there's still a bad taste in our mouth. Man. These guys they're ready to compete. I think they're hungry. I'm as excited about Brunswick High baseball than I've ever been. So, when you bring back most of your pitching, the heavy part of the front end of the lineup, we've still got some young guys that are going to have to get some time very quickly and kind of thrown in the fire, so to speak. We're going to start the season without a 34 or 5 game starter from last year with a knee injury, Dawson Park. But it's going to give us a chance to see a little bit of depth that we're going to need. We feel like throughout the year, so we'll get to see that. It's exciting. Our expectation is to be in the hunt.
Well, let's break it down a little bit. For every team, it really starts with pitching, and I know probably for your team it does too, but you've got 3 of the better arms here in Southeast Georgia, certainly in this region, that anybody would like to have, even if they have a lot of pitchers on their staff. You got Grant Moore coming back. You got Jordan Lodice, and then also Trenton Robertson, who really came on at the end of last year, was tough in that 3-game series that you lost in the second round as well, but that should get his confidence up. You could talk more than just those 3 guys, but that's where it all starts for the Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, those are our right now. Those are our three Monday, Wednesday, Friday starters at this moment. Grant and Jordan have a plethora of experience at this point. I mean, they've started region games. Jordan, especially all last year. Grant's got 2 years worth of full-on starts under his belt. Jordan's got 2 as well. So yeah, I mean, I'd say they both have 20 plus or better starts, almost in region play at this point. Trent made some big strides for us last year and some big key roles in relief. And then, like you said, the 9 innings at Tift to keep them at bay when we're down 4 runs was huge. And he looks extremely healthy, extremely well. He's throwing the ball really well, so we're excited. I mean, and he'll take the mound first tonight against Calvary as we roll out for a scrimmage game. So that's the plan is for him to go first against Brantley on Monday. But Avery Jefferson, we've not been able to use a lot because of how much of a big role he has behind the plate for us. We're excited about where he is. I mean, he's got tremendous stuff. He's got good velo. He's a competitor. So I'm excited to be able to have somebody and a few guys to fill some of that role behind him to allow him to throw as well. So our plan is to use him a lot more as well going down the stretch. But yeah, if everybody's talking about what we've got as our stronghold, I'd say yeah, it's got to be pitching. Man. If those guys can't handle it for us, then we're just in trouble. Because I mean, they're as ready and they're as good as we've had as far as a whole staff together at this point. So.
And of course, you do got to score runs to win, at least one. But talk about offensively. I know you lost some firepower, but you bring back a lot of guys, particularly I think that you already alluded to at the top of the order. Grant can hit, Jordan can hit, also Brett Hickson can hit, and then on down from there. But how do you feel about your batting lineup?
Well, that's good. You kind of went off it's going to be 1, 2, or 3, until I figure out which way we go. Those guys at the top are definitely going to go in some order. I just don't know which way we're going to go yet. Obviously, Jordan is going to hit 1, 2, or 3 at some point. Grant's done the same thing, and so have Brett. I mean, they've all three hitting in that top 3, and that's where they'll continue to go as we start the year and see how things go. Trenton's swung it well, really well for us. Avery swung it well. And both those guys have a lot of bats for us in different years and different scenarios, playoff time. Coleman Smith swung it really well. Excited to see how he does against some live folks other than us at this level. Colin Willis has hit it tremendously. Senior that got hurt early last year, coming back. So going to be in a DH / first base role to start the year. I'm excited to see kind of where he goes and how he responds as well. And we've got, I feel like offensively we're a little bit more athletic through the lineup than we've been. Just down towards the bottom, it's going to be kind of those years you just kind of hope that they can hold their own and find ways to get on base and get back to the top.
And Coach, last question for you. It is a new setup in the region. Sub-regions are divided. Of course, you're going to be in a region with South Effingham, Glynn, Bradwell, and Statesboro. The other region is the Augusta schools and Effingham, the other sub-region, I should say. Won't have to play those schools in a region game until the very end. Semifinals will be a best-of-3 series, so you got to win that to get to the finals and certainly the consolation game if you were to, either way that goes. But talk about that setup. I mean, there's some good, there's some bad to it.
I don't like it. I don't like the fact that you can win all year long and win your side and go in and have a bad day or have some injury or a sick bug hit you. I mean, we've gone through the flu here the last week and it's gone through most of the team. And that's something like that's to happen on that one specific day or 2 days where you've got to win a 3-game set just to get in the playoffs. You're fighting for your life in a situation where you just may have a bad day, and that happens in baseball. I mean, it happens in all sports. Show up, your guy didn't have the best stuff. They have a guy that's really hot that day. They get hot, you kick it around a little bit, and you're going to the house and could have won out your side. Now, I mean, it is what it is. We're preparing for that. I mean, this region playoffs are getting us ready for the actual state playoffs, so that's what every week's going to be like for state playoffs or every round. It is what it is. We want to make sure we give ourselves the best chance to go against, obviously, you want to think the lesser opponent on the opposite side. Even though we don't see them this year, we have seen them the last 2, so we have a pretty good idea what we're going to see, who we're going to see, and obviously with scouting and video and tapes, you can watch almost any game you want to watch now. So it is what it is. I'd rather go through and every team play each other once, and let's see how it falls and go from there. But this is the cards we've been dealt.
All right, Coach. Well, hopefully you have a good hand at the end, and we'll see how it all shakes out. Thanks for your time today.
Thanks, guys.
It makes sense Prime South Bank would have a great mobile app. Nobody is as mobile as our customers. For a century, they've chased dreams, followed their hearts, took the road less taken, made a new path, taken leaps of faith. At Prime South, offering the latest digital banking, secure pay apps, and new online lending is part of a mobile tradition that goes way back. Life is mobile. So is Prime South. Find your Prime. Member FDIC.
Gibson Animal Clinic is ready to help with your animals. From cats to dogs to horses, we treat them all. Calling us for grooming, bathing, boarding, and more serious things like surgery, dentistry, spay, neuter, immunizations, heartworm prevention, flea control, complete lab testing, radiology, preventive health care. Call us at 285-7678. Open Saturdays for your convenience. Gibson Animal Clinic. Practical solutions with reasonable fees. Russell J. Gibson, DVM.
Gibson Animal Clinic, 108 Riverside Drive, Waycross.
Hablamos español en nuestra clínica.
At Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery, you don't have to be an athlete to get the region's best orthopedic care. Our board-certified orthopedic surgeons and physicians treat injuries and conditions that affect just about any joint or bone in your body. Plus, we're backed by the support of Southeast Georgia Health System. From fracture repair to joint replacement, Summit Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Surgery will get you moving again. Call 1-855-ASK-SGHS. That's 1-855-275-7447 or visit sghs.org/summit.
Welcome back, sports fans. I'm Shawn Smoak, and I'm here with Gator head baseball coach Jamie Ammons.
Always a good time with you, Shawn. Appreciate you having me.
Yes, sir, buddy. Coach, you and the Gators won the region championship in 2024, but that season's now in the record books. 2025, we got a new classification, we got a new region, but the one thing that you can take from 24 is 8 returning of the 9 starters that you had on that team. That's got to be a positive for the Gators.
Absolutely. 2 games in, we missed Noah Bunch and Tyson Justice, the seniors that graduated last year. Noah played a big role with 48 innings last year, played right field for us. So we having 8 guys back, is a blessing. But you also it gives guys opportunity. You got 48 innings in there to make up.
This year, and we talked a little bit about this before the season started, you guys got shortened by GHSA on the days that you could practice before you played your first game. Talk a little bit about how you guys tried to overcome that shortened entry into the season.
Well, we do 4-on-1s in the fall, and we start the week after Labor Day in September with our throwing programs and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like Georgia High School didn't allow us a start date until the 27th this year. So that pushed us back. It's traditionally around that 14th, 15th, the Martin Luther King Monday is usually the first day of official practice. We didn't get that. So we did different things, work longer hours, getting those 4 guys in to throw. And we had a group of seniors that did some captain's workouts and things like that allowed them the opportunity to get some throwing in. But we really stuck to our basis of 4-on-1s. And then with November, we start bullpens. Mm-hmm. Well, this year's team, we got 35 on the roster and 23 pitch. Mm-hmm. So that's an awesome depth when it comes to pitching, but it creates a lot of bullpens. Mm-hmm. So we had 6 groups of 4 for bullpens, and you're getting those guys in, a couple bullpens a week. So having a plan in place definitely helped. But we're already seeing some we had an injury the other night at Colquitt with the left-handed pitcher.
Right.
And I'm not speculating that was because of that.
Right.
But I know my guys are fatigued. First couple of weeks of practice, you're throwing every day.
Right.
You have a full 2.5-hour practice every day. Well, now you take 2 weeks from us. Now we're playing in 9 days with a scrimmage and then 11. But when you open up on Monday, it's a big deal.
Yeah. But whatever it was, you guys, it's worked. You guys off to a hot start, 2-0 on the season. Put up 10 at Colquitt, put up 8 against Coffee in your home opener. Like I said, but the pitching really has come around. I mean, you got a great pitching result from Evan Joyner last night against Coffee. So those senior pitchers have stepped in and really, handled the load for you on the mound.
Well, early in the year, you don't want to throw, Georgia High School regulates pitch count. So you're allowed 110 per start. And anybody that knows baseball knows that you want to be fresh in May. You don't want to be a 110 guy in February. So we're going to piece games together, give guys opportunity to develop the staff and put guys in situations, maybe uncomfortable situations, so that, because you never know what a game 3 in the playoffs is going to look like. You may ask that freshman, you may ask that senior who's been out of the pen all year long to go give you 2 innings.
Right.
And the first part, non-region games, is about finding which lineup works. It's how do you use this arm when he's also a DH? How do you use this arm? Who plays this position? The movement. Can this guy pitch and hit in the same day? Do I need the DH for all those questions? You need to use your preseason, not to call it preseason, but your non-region games to assess and honestly put guys in uncomfortable situations.
Right. And you did that last night with Bryce Dixon. He comes off the bench. He's been playing, I guess, right field most of the game. He comes in a pressure cooker situation, and, man, he shuts him down. And that was a great example of what you're talking about.
It's an 8-1 ball game, and runners on first and second. We give up 2 runs with Slade there in the 6th, and all of a sudden, I'm sorry, it was 6-3.
Yeah.
6-3.
Yeah.
It was 6-1, then we make it 6-3. Now you're in a ball game.
Yeah.
One swing of the bat, anything can happen. And we had set it up to where Slade was going to throw the 6th, Bryce was going to throw the 7th. So I had a outfielder, Grant Geiger, senior, went and played right for Bryce to warm up in the pen. And that leads me to the depth of this team.
Right.
Being able to put a guy out there as a defensive sub to give my guy in the bullpen time to get ready is a blessing.
Exactly.
There's several times in my career, countless times, where we're going to get a guy from the position and
straight to the mound.
But you want him to pitch, but he's also leading off that inning.
Right.
So where do you get him warm and that kind of thing? So we're thankful to have the depth that we have. But no, Evan Joyner, same Evan Joyner as last year. I mean, the kid won 9 ball games. He's a school record holder for wins in a single season. And that kid, you know, he's a bulldog on the mound.
Oh yeah.
He refuses to lose. He's a very USC Aiken's going to get a great competitor, and that's he truly wants to win. But I don't know if he wants to win as bad as he hates losing,
right.
And that's that old cliche. But he's so competitive that's one of his strongest attributes that he brings to this team. But with that 48 innings, you've got to replace it. Bryce Slade, Evan Pearson, Logan Hatcher, Reed Kirkland, Colt Cox, several other arms. You got Colin Crawford pitches a little bit, Isaiah White. You've got depth.
Seth's done a good job for you.
Yeah, Seth pitched against Colquitt, really slammed the door there. Pearson started. We went Hatcher to get piecing this game together, and then Seth slammed the door there. Cole Cox is also in the mix. He Cole was our game 2 starter last year, but we're really at the point now where we're evaluating, is he more valuable to this team on the mound or in center field. So
right.
Cole's available, and Cole, we know what we're going to get out of Cole. Cole's proven that.
Right.
And so I think this pitching and defense is what the Gators do, and we're excited about the staff that we've put together this year.
Right. Well, and you've got that senior leadership from all those guys that you talked about, but you got some young kids that are already contributed.
That's right. We're playing 4 sophomores right now in the mix. You got Garrison Joyner, you mentioned, Colin Crawford, Isaiah White, and Keaton Holloway. Those guys we're traveling the most I've probably ever traveled, but it gives us the depth of running situations. It allows our offense to work when you can pinch run, courtesy run, and all those kind of things. So the depth and the youth, is amazing to have.
Right. And then this year, of course, we won a region championship last year. This year, your new classification, new region. And, oh, by the way, there's just 3 of you ranked in the top 10 to start the season. So
and one just barely out of it.
Yeah, so a lot of tough teams. But talk a little bit about some of that new competition we'll be facing this year.
Well, Shawn, you've been around me long enough to know that our non-regions catered to competition.
Right.
We want to play a tough, competitive non-region schedule to get us ready for a region you got 3 games against Benedictine the second to the last week of the season. You got 3 games with Wayne the last week of the season. So I highly anticipate the last week of the season, obviously, because Wayne's the perennial favorite in the classification in this region. This is the old region, right. in my opinion. You took Coffee out and put Benedictine in,
right?
And you added Perry and so. With all that being said, you've got to stage your non-region to get you ready for that, because it's murder's row, man. It's you open up and then you've got New Hampstead, Perry, Warner Robins, Benedictine, then Wayne. And those 15 games are going to determine. You can win all 15 non-region if you want.
Right.
You can lose all 15 non-region, but those 15 are going to determine how you seed in the playoffs. And in this 4A classification, the seeds matter.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can look ahead and, like, these guys have won this region. These guys are the favorite to win this region. And, it's tough.
Yeah.
The 4A bracket will be one of the toughest brackets.
Exactly. And you want to be one, and you want to be at home as much.
That's right.
as much as possible. I think, Coach, your staff from last year is pretty much intact for 2025, with a few minor exceptions on your JV. But talk a little bit about your staff.
All right. So Evan Durden's back. He coaches outfielders and base runners for us. Chris Musgrove is our infield base running coach as well. Jesse Barfield is our hitting coach. He coaches infield. And Coach Taylor Meadows is our head JV coach. He coaches outfielders. And Coach Jay Bearfield is on staff as well. He's kind of our scouting director. He's a community coach that he goes out and sees teams ahead of what we're doing and comes back, and he and I develop a game plan on how to pitch and what our hitters need to expect with Coach Barfield to get our hitters ready for the next week. I'm coaching pitchers and catchers and where needs are. Right. But it is the same staff essentially as last year. I did switch up. Coach Meadows is the head JV coach this year. We got a big class of ninth graders. So Coach Meadows has been here. He knows what we're trying to do, and we want to get those guys going, especially with our new facility. We're able to do some different things this year with our open air facility. He's able to have JV practice going on while I'm having varsity practice. We're able to do skill development for an hour and a half while he has, we do offensive, defensive skill development as a team, as a varsity team in the new facility while he's got JV team defense over on the game field. So we're able to split but get double the reps. Yeah, and that's been very effective for us.
Like I said, everybody thinks that's just a football facility. No, it's not. It's being used
we've got everybody. We've got 4 full cages that divide into 8 half tunnels. We got a full arena that our guys are able to hit off a machine at 60 foot 6 inches every day. So if we're seeing 90, we see 90. If we're seeing 94, we're going to see 94. If we're seeing a tight slider, we're going to throw you a tight slider in there. And those guys are recognizing that pitch every day. And they're able to see ball flight. And that's the important thing when it comes to hitters is, are we around it? Are we inside it? How does the ball fly off of the bat? And that open air facility has given us that, because you got a 105 by 160 foot section that's baseball that we can raise and lower every day.
Well, Coach, congratulations on the great start. You guys keep it up. 912 Sports is going to have every Gator game on 912sports.net. I believe this is our 13th season of doing that. So we're looking forward to it. And again, you guys just keep it up, and hopefully we'll talk to you down the road.
Shawn, I appreciate everything you and Coach Conley do to get our guys out there and what you do for sports in Southeast Georgia.
High schoolers, did you know that you can get a head start on your college career and save money at the same time through dual enrollment at Coastal Pines Technical College? Dual enrollment is open to high school juniors and seniors, tuition free. Talk to your high school counselor or visit coastalpines.edu for more information. Coastal Pines Technical College, an equal opportunity institution. Go Coastal.
Play it loud and rev it up. Robbie Robertson's got trucks built for tough.
Make your way to Robbie Robertson Ford in Waycross, where the deals are bigger than ever. Looking for a stylish midsize car, a spacious SUV, or a truck that performs at work and play? Robbie Robertson wants your vehicle and is paying top dollar. Now is the time to buy. Fords are cheaper in the swamp.
This has been a presentation of 912 Sports.